When you got a guy who relies heavily on his reflexes and his speed, technically, like textbook wise, technically they're not very good. Canelo versus Plant for the undisputed super middleweight title. Huge fight. Both fighters came in and they looked great. Caleb Plant came in, I think, at 167, 1 pound under, and Canelo coming in right on the dot. Perfect weight. Both of them look great. Now, I like Caleb Plant's confidence. The way that he's carried himself throughout the build-up and in the weigh-in and in the stare-down. Great. He just exudes confidence right now. That self-belief is there. And it's not just him talking it up. He's showing it in his actions. He's standing tall. He's very confident. It's exactly what you need going into a massive fight like this. Canelo is Canelo, you know. Best boxer of our generation. He's been on this big stage multiple times before. This is nothing new to him. Now, I'll be honest, I don't follow each of these boxers closely because they are not in my weight. I'm a heavyweight. I keep my eyes peeled on all of my possible future opponents. But as I was doing my homework for these guys, Caleb Plant, I love his reflexes. I love his speed. He has great pop as well. He's going to bring in a lot of tools to make this fight a competitive fight. As I saw some of the predictions towards the fight, something that Eddie Hearn said kind of stood out to me, which is what I believe as well. I think that to make this fight a great fight is that if the best Caleb Plant shows up and if the best Canelo does not turn up. But that's hard to believe because Canelo turns up every single fight. A great version of himself turns up every single fight. He just keeps getting better and better and better. Great fighter. So in terms of a fight prediction, I predict Canelo winning. Why do I see that? Because I see Caleb Plant being a fighter that relies heavily on his speed and his reflexes. When you got a guy who relies heavily on his reflexes and his speed, technically, like textbook wise, technically they're not very good in terms of keeping their hands up, doing the fundamentals right. Eventually you'll come across a guy who can take full advantage of that. Canelo was one of them. If Caleb Plant doesn't get to maintain that distance throughout the whole fight, which he kind of does throughout his past fights, but if he can't do that against Canelo, if he can't keep Canelo at a great arm's length right there, then I think that's going to cause problems. I think that Canelo is going to just walk him down as he does every single opponent. He just walks them down, breaks them down, and ends up breaking something. If Caleb Plant can move his feet and continuously make Canelo reset, I think he has a chance. If he chooses to stand there and box and, like, you know, do all this without shifting around, doing all that, I think if he chooses to stand there in the pocket, I think if he tries to do it like that, I think he'll walk into a lot of problems. I think the only person to do that to Canelo was Mayweather because he was superior in that type of style. He had great speed, had great reflexes, and he could use that against Canelo. I don't think Caleb Plant's speed or reflexes are as good as that. Hence why I think he's going to get hurt. So my prediction, Canelo wins mid to late rounds. I think he stops Caleb Plant. But I'm also watching this fight because I want to see how tough Caleb Plant is. You know, I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong multiple times before. How tough is Caleb Plant? I don't know, I guess we're going to see. You know, I could be wrong. He could pull this out of the bag and surprise everyone because I don't think anyone's really giving him that much of a chance. I think all of us are giving him a small chance, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Do you think Canelo has this in the bag, or do you think there's going to be an upset? Let me know.